Coming up today on Great Day Connecticut, we're getting thrifty. Our stylist Debbie Wright is showing us how to style some second-hand picks. Plus, did you spend a little too much time in the sun this summer? We're showing you a procedure that can reverse the damage and take in some beautiful fall foliage. We've got some great places in Connecticut for you to go. We're making your day a great one, starting right now. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Better Connecticut. It's your Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I already owe a quarter. Welcome to Great Day Connecticut. It's one of those days. It feels like a Monday
Am I
already.
the only person who's got this figured out, that the show name has changed?
It's Great Day. I know. Well, we got to change a lot of things. But anyway, Great Day Connecticut. It's going to be a great Tuesday. Let's start that over.
And speaking of changes, I'm in today for Scott, so we get to do it again.
Yeah, we're happy. And it smells like burgers, which is really nice. It smells like football season. So we've got some great burgers in the house in honor of you.
Well, if it wasn't going to be burgers, it's either pizza or burgers, so I'm honored.
And last night, thank you to everyone who tuned in to the virtual Capitol Catwalk to benefit Dress for Success Hartford. We did it live on the Channel 3 Facebook page because of the pandemic, but we're so excited. So far, the numbers are coming in. Looks like we're going to meet or exceed last year, more than $61,000 so far. So thank you. We've suited more than 8,000 women right in the greater Hartford area. That's a lot of lives changed.
Yes, I was asking you earlier this morning, where the money goes and who gets it. And it's just for women who are really looking for a little bump, a little help.
Well, it's not just suits, right? They go through job coaching. They have career mentors, and often they're referred from places like homeless shelters or domestic violence shelters. So a lot of these women have been through a lot, and the amazing ways that they thrive after the help from Dress for Success is just so inspiring. So congratulations to our honoree, Caroline Beltry, last night, who has quite a story. You can see it on the WFSB Facebook page if you want to go back, and donations are still welcome.
Yeah, and we can still see how some of the event went last night. It was good looking at some of the, we talked about the story in the news, and we got to look back at some of the ones that we did in person when some of us were many pounds and years younger.
Well, we'll hopefully all be back.
Those are tough to see.
There's also some great auction items left, so check out the link. You can still get some great deals and support them. It's National Voter Registration Day, and this is a day that we celebrate our democracy, which really is what makes us Americans.
And it's, as we're coming up, November is always a typical election month, so it's just a way to remind people, if you're not registered, go do it.
Get it. And, Connecticut makes it pretty easy to register, so if you've changed your address or you need to do something, go do that, because if you don't vote, you can't complain. So that's the rule.
That doesn't stop anybody, seemingly.
That's what we were told growing up, right? If you don't vote, you can't complain. So the elections are coming up. Lots of chances to make your voice heard coming in November, so make sure you're registered. And it's National Drink Beer Day, if you like to vote for beer.
I have neighbors around me who love the stuff, and they bring their own IPAs over. So, again, if you need a day for something, if you're not going to go register and then celebrate with a brew.
Yeah, Well, it's, of course, one of the world's most popular adult beverages. And we've had so much good fortune to have all the many crafters here on Great Day Connecticut. So maybe it's a chance to support one of your local breweries. It's on the birthday of Arthur Guinness, who is the founder of Guinness Brewery. And that's always right before the start of Oktoberfest.
Yes, we're normally part of the Oktoberfest celebrations are many people enjoying a beer of whatever kind they like.
All right, so you might want to start your holiday shopping right now.
Yeah, listen to this.
There's a shipping crisis already. We told you about the toilet paper restrictions at Costco. That's because not enough truck drivers. Now those missing computer chips that have been so tough, there's a warning that if you're looking to get electronics for the holidays, which so many times that's what the kids want, or maybe that's what you need, a new computer, whatever, the missing chips, the shortages, it's going to perhaps cause delays and make things more expensive.
Yes, we've heard about this, of course, in the car industry, that they're not making cars. But the thing I found interesting is that some of these major suppliers now are actually renting their own ships and paying big bucks just so they can load them up, so they can transport their goods from one country to another. And I forgot what it was, but they're up tenfold on what it used to cost to ship products from one country to another. So you know where that's, I know who's paying for it, not them.
We're all going to be paying extra, right, for all of these issues. Maybe you can soothe your sweet tooth with something new at Krispy Kreme. I think this is a great idea. Sometimes they come out with donuts that Scott and I haven't really liked. This time they're coming up with cinnamon rolls. They're now going to have yummy cinnamon rolls on the menu. I just love a good cinnamon roll. The smell of when you go to the mall and you smell the Cinnabons, it's very hard to walk by there without partaking.
When you can, and if you try to get more than one and go for two, you might as well just.
Oh, forget it.
But
But when they're warm and they have that liquid sugar icing.
Now, I'm just looking at the video we have, and
Yeah.
I would say it's a little short on icing, but that's just me.
I hear you. They're apparently going to top it with Cinnamon Toast Crunch breakfast cereal, too. It's a limited time.
Why not?
So get your beer, get your cinnamon rolls. You can see we're really promoting great health here on Great Day.
Well, wait till we get to the burger segment.
Right.
Wait till we get to Muya. You'll see some healthy
But Muya has they do have some healthy options. All right, the next story is nuts, literally. A man in North Dakota was saddled with a massive cleanup job because of a tiny little furry menace, a squirrel.
He just decided this was the place where he was going to store, or she, male or female squirrel, the gatherer, just piled them up and piled them up and piled them up.
He's really ready for the winter.
Yeah. Again, I know they're...
Lots of walnuts. And so the man now has to get rid of them.
That's unbelievable.
It happened over a few days while his truck was parked. So this is apparently where the squirrel thought was a good place to squirrel away its nuts.
Well, now they're going to have to look. That's spectacular.
That can't be just one squirrel.
That is spectacular. Well, if you think about the whole winter, I'm looking at my place now where the chipmunks are running around. They're gathering and storing, and if only they would be helpful.
He did all that work for nothing. I hope he leaves the bucket somewhere where the squirrel can find them.
If only they love to eat leaves. That would be a great help at my house
that would
next
be
month.
perfect. So if you are watching the new Britney Spears documentary, Britney has come out now and she's claiming that a lot of it is not true. She is saying that she also doesn't like how they portrayed her. Right. She was saying that some of the video isn't the most flattering. It's a New York Times documentary called Controlling Britney Spears, and she says to her fans, unfortunately, guys, a lot of this just is not true.
Well, let's start with the title. I mean, Controlling Britney Spears, I probably wouldn't embrace the premise of that show right away is probably a negative.
Well, she's been very open about the fact that her father has been too controlling, and she worked to get him to not be her conservator anymore. But I'm sure a lot of people are watching nonetheless because. Oh, and the hearing is tomorrow. So to finalize some plans to remove Jamie. So apparently he was very controlling, even listening to her. Yesterday we talked about that it was a big debate whether or not she was even allowed to have an iPhone. And as a woman in your 30s, maybe you want a little control over your life.
There are very few people who have had documentaries done on themselves who are happy with the empire. Although I thought I remember the Elton John.
The biopic.
And he was very complimentary of that. But very few people I've found are happy with documentaries that are done about their lives.
That's true. Now, if you want to catch up on all the celebrity news, we have People the Show right here on Channel 3. Oh, do we want to still talk about Angelina Jolie? I skipped something. Want to talk about Angelina? So Angelina Jolie on The Weeknd, they might be an item. The Weeknd, he's a singer, Joe.
Well, see, for me, The Weeknd is an item. It's The Weeknd. And that's all I want.
So they're getting spotted out and about. They've been hanging out a lot. Yeah. So people are wondering if they're a thing. So she's spending her weekends with The Weeknd.
And her evenings or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if that's what we're all focused, great.
Well, and speaking of celebrity news, that's the thing. If you want more celebrity news, you can always watch People the Show. It's right here on Channel 3 at 7:30. Here's Kay with a preview.
Tonight on People, Marie Osmond's been performing almost her whole life, becoming famous at age 14. Our special contributor, Nancy O'Dell, sat down with her in a candid interview where they discussed her brother Donnie, her solo music, and the effects of such early fame on her, also Britney Spears.
You became famous at such a young age. How do you feel that affecting you today?
What happens to children is they can become manipulated and abused. Of course I was. To get out of that is a real challenge, and it takes a lot of work. Some don't make the transition. It's tough.
How about Britney Spears? Do you watch everything in the news now? And what's your reaction to that?
That's one of those things where people tell you what you want to hear around you, and you become a victim to talk. And that's something that I had to pull myself out of. Oh, don't think that didn't happen to me too.
If you had advice that you were going to give her, would it have to do with?
She's got a big growth spurt now, and it's going to be, you know, I'm all in her camp. I really am. I understand more than she thinks.
Marie opens up about how she dealt with the loss of her son to suicide in 2010. It is a can't miss interview tonight on People.
Yep, right here at 7:30 tonight.